Welcome to the Pub Hub, the NBA Pub Hub, right here on Pub Sports Radio, Monday, May 31st. Happy Memorial Day to everyone in the United States today, celebrating the holiday. Hope you're enjoying it. Barbecues, pool parties, family, friends, some cold ones, beer, smoking, whatever you're doing. Have fun, enjoy it on this Memorial Day. But also, as much as you want to enjoy the holiday, also keep in mind the reason for celebrating is to keep in mind the troops, the first responders, all the people that are public servants, the military, everybody that does yeoman's work for our daily freedom and to live the lives we enjoy on a daily basis. So shout out to everyone that makes that possible. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And as well to my colleagues here on the NBA Pub Hub Show, Skee Prophet, Dutch Boy Fresh, Conor Mac. We're here. The holiday or not, we're here for you guys. That's why we love we love the viewers. We want to give you our betting thoughts every day, NBA side total props, all of that, and we're going to do that here for this Memorial Day Monday. Briefly, we'll look back on the 4 games yesterday. We saw obviously in the first game, the Atlanta Hawks, they're starting to look like they're just better. It's just starting to look that way, that they're just a better team than the New York Knicks. They're now up 3-1 in this series, a commanding lead. They take care of business against the Knicks. Let's give credit to the Phoenix Suns, a big gritty, gutsy bounce back effort. Yeah, some people will sprinkle a little, shade on it for the Anthony Davis injury, which is certainly significant and certainly changed the complexion of Game 4 quite a bit. He's already been ruled out for Game 5, but nevertheless, let's not take everything away from the Suns and from Chris Paul, who manned up, played through an injury, and played pretty well for the Suns as they even up that series down to a best of 3. The Brooklyn Nets, best bet winner for me was over their team total. Got there with room to spare. They destroy the Boston Celtics. You have the Kyrie nonsense, with him stomping on the logo, and then the even bigger nonsense getting a water bottle thrown at him from the crowd. But that's neither here nor there. Brooklyn's taking control, up 3-1. And the LA Clippers, look, I said I'm not impressed with the Clippers until they win Game 4. And they did just that, shutting down Luka Doncic, playing through that neck injury he was dealing with, the worst game by far of the series for Luka the Don. You got to change the N to a G with his performance last night. I shouldn't go that far. He wasn't that bad. No, that's harsh. He's been excellent this series for the most part, but that is harsh. I know I'm being harsh, but 19 points is not what you expect from Luka, and he struggled, but the Clipper defense was just rock solid, outstanding last night. And now all of a sudden we're worried about the Clippers going into Game 3, and they win both games in Dallas. Now it's a completely different series now, 2-2, and home court advantage back in the favor of the Clippers. Skee Prophet, we'll start with you. Thoughts on Sunday with the Hawks winning, the Clippers winning, the Nets winning, and unfortunately, though, your Lakers, where's your level of concern? Barkley is on there chirping on TNT last night that if AD doesn't come back in this series, they aren't winning this series. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm pretty sure Anthony Davis is going to play in Game 6. And the reason, I already knew he wasn't going to play in this game. You have a grade 1 groin strain. That's usually like a week to be out. But even if you decide to play, it's not like you're losing that much strength or motion. It's just that it's going to hurt. So, yes, we'll give him a little bit of rest in the first game, but they'll be okay in the next game. And even then, like watching the end of that Suns game, the Lakers are kind of going on a run. It looks like the Lakers, they're not, you can't count them out still versus the Suns just because they don't have Anthony Davis for one game. So that's how I feel. The Hawks showing that they're the better team. Regular season Randall continues to live up to his name. The Nets and Celtics seems just like an over series. Every single game you're going to get points because Celtics know that's the only way that they can try to compete with this team. And the Clippers, I guess I have to give them a little bit of credit, I guess. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Begrudgingly, Skee Prophet gives the Clippers a little bit of credit. And don't worry about what Barkley says about Suns Lakers, Skee. You're not going to get any unbiased opinions from him, Mr. Phoenix Sun. He doesn't exactly have a down the middle thought when it comes to that series, calling it down the middle. Dutch Boy, what do you think here of yesterday?
Yeah, man, real quick, shout out to my guy Marlon Z in the chat, everybody in chat, Christian, Ray, Charles, we see y'all, Danny Betts, my guy. Yeah, man, yesterday was, it was a beautiful thing. It was like game to game with me, to be honest with you. It was a beautiful thing early. I hate to say I told you so, but I did call this after Game 1 with New York. Game 2, I just, the Knicks did win Game 2, but I could tell from Game 1 that Atlanta was just the better team. I think Skee might have said that from the get-go. Might have took me one game to see that. But, yeah, I clearly think Atlanta's just better. It was a good spot for me there with I know, Skee taking low blows on Randall, but he hit the over 22.5. He got me 23, so I ain't too mad at him. He did have his best game of the series, I think, yesterday. And then, of course, I did have the Hawks first half. I was feeling that. Pushed on that over, though. God, good Lord. I don't know if you watched the end of that game, but they blew the whistle fucking so many times in that last 2 minutes of the game. Pushed on the 209. But I went
209.5.
Oh, you did?
Under. Yeah, I had 209.5 Bears. Yeah.
Got it by the hook.
I lost it. Yeah.
But I pushed on that. So I thought I was going to lose it, though, because it definitely looked like somehow I actually got lucky on a push there. There's many fouls that I was calling late. And then, of course, the Lakers game wasn't too nice to me. I did have the Lakers side. I was a bad read from me. Obviously, AD going down didn't help, but that was a great call by me, and I believe C-Mac was on the points as well. Schroeder wasn't aggressive. That wasn't the Schroeder I seen game 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what the fuck that was. So I went 0-2 there, but then turned it around and went 3-0 with the Celtics. I had Kyrie easy, and then we also have Marcus Smart eating again. And that first half should have been, was real easy. So I like that. I should have made that the motherfucking freshest look. And then at the end of the night, you said it, Luka the Don, the freshest look struggled over the weekend. I can't hide from that. He didn't show up. Kawhi had an easy 29, but I had over 30.5. So I finished the day 6-4, but really not plus, really right at even because of the juice and losing the 2-unit play on Luka. So I'm hungry as a motherfucker today. I'm ready to get that new money.
All right, we are indeed. Connor, what did you see from Sunday NBA action? What did you think?
Yeah, the Hawks definitely put the stranglehold on here. The Knicks just, are better. And the Hawks look better. You guys mentioned it. And they've gotten healthier towards the end of the year. I didn't know if they could put it together. And Trae Young's been every bit of what he should be, I think. And he stepped up. Suns Lakers. Yeah, that one, I think it was all about AD going out. That hurt. But Chris Paul, I talked about especially. No show. He had to play well. 18 points, 9 assists. He was definitely in it.
Yeah.
That helped out big. But I still think AD going that third quarter, Suns 27-15. Lakers just kind of lost it there. Yeah, they kind of got in a little bit late, like Skee talked about. But we'll see. I don't know if AD plays. It'll be big here. LeBron's thinking he might not step up. I think he plays, but how? It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. This series is definitely interesting. The Nets were good. First half was good. They took care of business, scored a ton of points like we thought. The team total over. Durant, I thought he'd shoot 6 or 7 threes. Thank God he got over my 2.5 as a 3 for 3. I didn't think he'd shoot only 3, but I'll take it. And late in the night, I had the under, and I stayed off the side at halftime. I just thought I'd take the Mavs 13.5, even though they looked horrible. Luka didn't look good. I thought they showed no fight. Clippers played well, but you got to go on the Mavericks, just dog shit. As bad as we ripped on the Clippers, game 1 and 2, yep. Mavericks pathetic at home. To go back up and you couldn't get one of those two, I think was just garbage. It's like they were like, we got 2, and I don't know. They looked out of sorts. Tough series to kind of read a little bit. I just thought the Mavs would play a little bit better, have a little bit better fight there. But let's get to today's 2. Let's roll.
Yeah, no pride on defense from the Mavericks in that first half at all last night. And you're right, when Luka doesn't do as much, they have trouble. And that's clear. So much hinges upon that guy. And we saw that clear as day last night for the Dallas Mavericks, no question. All right. Yeah, no doubt. Let's turn to Monday night now. We got 2 games in the association and playoff action tonight. We've got the Philadelphia 76ers looking to bring out the brooms in the nation's capital tonight, taking on the Washington Wizards. We've got the Sixers 9-point road favorites here, 230. The total in this game. I think it's done, to be honest. Washington, if they were going to show you any bit of resistance in this series and pushback, it was going to be game 3, and we just didn't see any of it. So now you're asking Russell Westbrook on a bum ankle, which I don't think is 100%, to show a level of resolve and battle tonight, when you're going to lose the series anyway. Bradley Beal struggling mightily in game 3 from the perimeter. He shot the ball terribly from 3-point range. So you got Westbrook less than 100%, and Bradley Beal certainly didn't have much in the way of offensive confidence in that last game for the Wizards. 1 for 8 from 3-point range in that Game 3 loss. When you don't have Beal shooting it well and Westbrook's not 100%, that's hard to bank on the Wizards in this kind of spot. It's just a question of, do you have that killer instinct and mentality if you're the Sixers here? I don't really have a strong opinion, side total, or even props for that matter on this game, other than to say I want no part of Washington. I'd only have to look to Philly here. As far as the total goes, I've been riding the over off unders in this series, over Game 1, over Game 3. I think this game could stay under. It's worth noting when Philly games have been lined 230 or higher, they've been trending under. So something to keep in mind. And I do think that Washington is ailing a bit offensively. If you can't rely on Westbrook being 100% healthy, if you're seeing Beal struggling to get his perimeter shots to fall, where that offense going to come from for this Washington team? And again, the Sixers have done a pretty good job being able to negate those transition buckets lately as well for Washington. So I actually think this game could stay under the total. It's not a game I have a strong opinion on. Skee, how about you here? Sixers, Wizards.
Yeah, I haven't bet one game this entire series. It just hasn't been one that's, I don't know. It just hasn't been the series for me. But like you said, Washington a little bit too banged up to even trust them. Even if they're healthy, they have a hard time dealing with Philadelphia. Philly finally showing you that defense, holding them to 98 and 103 points. So as long as they can do that, I would expect Philly to win by margin, and I don't see any reason why it changes today. So I lean the Sixers, whether it's first half or full game. And the total, I'll be nervous if you like an over just because of the blowout potential.
Yeah.
If you like an over, I would only take it first half.
Agree 100%. It'd be first half over if I were to like that side of it from the total standpoint. First half seems like a safer option than full game. Dutch, what do you like here, Philly and Washington?
Yeah, man. I don't know. For some reason, it's like we just can't be on the same page in this series because I can't lie, that 9 is standing out to me. I think we might get it. Yeah, I think Russ is gonna, we're gonna get Russ tonight. I mean, he looked good last game. He was with that bum ankle. He had his best game, I believe. Bill, he gonna get 35. I'm gonna stay away from the 31.5. But I gotta lean I haven't pressed the button yet, but closer and closer. I was telling Skee, man, that 9, I don't know why, but I fucking like it today. I really do. I was on the Sixers Game 3, was on them Game 2. Game 1, I don't believe I was on them, but they won by 7.5 or 7, I believe. So they're 2-1. But I just think after getting smacked around by 25 plus back-to-back games, I think the Wizards back against the wall. I think we could get their best game of the series here. So I'm looking for it to be competitive. If you made me place a bet on this game right now, it would definitely be the +9. But I'm going to go ahead and look at my guy Ben Simmons again. I believe Eric Chang said he's going back to the well. Hey, we in the same rotation, my man. Because I'm going to stay away from the boards, though, because I noticed he was guarding Bradley Beal a lot in game 3. So he tended to be away from the paint a lot more. I believe he only had like 4 rebounds, maybe 5. I know he didn't play as many minutes, but he still did get the 9 assists. He's averaging 10.5 assists in the series. As soon as anybody gets the ball, rebound, they're instantly looking to give the ball to Ben Simmons. He's pushing it. I wouldn't be mad at the over 14.5. And I'm cool on the rebounds, but definitely we're getting over 8.5 assists. And this is at +110. You can find plus money everywhere, but I believe +110 is the best you're going to find. And then I'm also looking at Seth Curry. Now, obviously, this is a blowout possibility. I believe we're going to get the best from the Wizards. So I think we have a chance to hit these props here with the Sixers. I don't believe they're going to be sitting. So I'm looking over 11.5 points. This is a little juiced at -120. Now he's averaging 13 in the series. Went over this number two times in the series. Game 3, he did have 15 in 27 minutes. And if you're watching, he's getting a lot of open shots. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook don't necessarily really want to play no fucking defense. So he's going to get his looks. He had great numbers against them in the regular season. I believe he's averaging 8. Yeah, he's averaging 18 points in the 3 games in the regular season against the Sixers. So I think we get over 11.5 here. Over 12.5, I'm probably going to get that question already. I do like that as well. But if you can get the 11.5, drop the -120. And then again, also I got to look at Embiid over 30.5. I'm not going to make it official, but he had 36 in 27 minutes. I told you before he didn't have a big game yet, so I was really expecting that. He had 36 and 27, man, easy. I believe it was 14 from 16 from the field or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid gets there as well. But I did lock in Curry and Big Ben Simmons. That's right, Big Ben. He's the new Big Ben. Fuck Mr. Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, the new Big Ben. Although that's Pittsburgh, not Philly, but I get Pennsylvania. That's right. It's
Hey, it's Big Ben.
yeah, close enough.
Same state, same
yeah.
state.
I want to mention some strategy that I have for this game tonight, and we saw it with Miami, Milwaukee, and I've seen it a lot in these 1-2-3 Cancun situations in these game fours. With Miami, Milwaukee, with last year, 2 years ago, with the team up 3-0 in game 4. I find the team that's down 3-0 in game 4, they actually show a little bit of fight early in the game. First quarter, first half. Miami did on Saturday against Milwaukee. We saw it last year. A lot of those teams that were down 3-0, Indiana, I remember they played Miami. They showed some fight early in game 4. I think they covered first quarter, first half, and then Miami came back and won the game. That's what I'm looking for tonight. Maybe you sprinkle a little Washington first quarter, first half. Then Philly sleepwalks early because they're up 3-0. There's really no urgency. But then halftime shows up. Hey, guys, we have a chance to end this. Wake the fuck up. Let's go. I think that's probably what Milwaukee did. Budenholzer and the Bucks got their heads together at halftime Saturday and said, let's wake up here. We didn't play well. We didn't defend well. We're only down 7. Close this thing out. And sure enough, it was a different Milwaukee team in the second half. And I took them in game at halftime, plus 120. That's what I'm going to look to do tonight. I can't say I'm in love with Washington first quarter, first half, but I would lean with them early. And then if they're up by like 7 or 8, just like Miami was on Saturday, bet Philly money line in game at halftime. That's exactly what I'm going to be looking to do tonight because it worked Saturday. I think something similar makes sense. We could see something along those same lines tonight in game 4 of this Sixers and Wizards game. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Philly, Washington.
I'm with you a little bit here, Dutch. Seeing that 9, if I see a 9.5, maybe up to game time. We've already moved from 7.5 to 9.
Yeah,
I might pull the trigger. I'm waiting too. There's no rush for me either. It'd be nice if Beal and Westbrook were a little bit, better. They're the injuries they've been lingering on. I still think Russ over 21.5 points, minus 105. I think he brings a bit tonight here as well. And I'm looking at some of the threes for the Sixers. A bunch of these guys have been chucking them up at a good rate. Danny Green shot 9. His over 2.5 plus 114. Seth Curry over 2.5 plus 117. A few guys I'm looking at, they've made a bunch. And the one thing, the Wizards still don't play defense, and they'll leave that wide open. So some guys I'm looking at plus money, 3-pointers here tonight. I was looking at Harris, that one. Yeah. And Harris 1.5. Those were the 3 I looked at. I don't know if I'm going to do all 3, maybe 1 or 2. Harris over 1.5 plus 128. Picking out maybe which one to pick, but all plus money at good prices. I think that could hit tonight.
Sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Those are definitely good looks in terms of player props, and we'll see if the Philly 76ers can finish off Washington in 4 straight like Milwaukee did against Miami on Saturday. All right, the second game tonight, Utah Jazz, Memphis Grizzlies in the Grind City in Memphis. 5.5 point road favorites for the Jazz. The total from 224, it's gone up a bit to 225.5 here in this game. This is a game where I like Memphis a little bit, but I like them early. I like them first quarter, first half. All the quotes from Jenkins, the head coach, and these Grizzlies players are a better start needed, and that is for sure. Utah got the better of it early, and it was really a late surge by Memphis to make that game interesting. So I think Memphis, the first quarter and first half, are what I like a little bit better than the full game here, because I don't think the Grizzlies are rolling over. I've been impressed with their fight in this series. They're just outmatched. Eventually when push comes to shove, they're not going to win this series, but I don't think they're going to roll over completely here early on at home in game 4 after a disappointing game 3 home loss. So I like them early a little bit. Memphis first quarter plus the points, first half plus the points as well. I like those 2 looks in this game. And this is the game where I like some player props. I like one player over their points on both sides. I like Ja Morant over points for Memphis. They seem to be fine. Utah saying, you know what? Get your points, Ja. We're still going to worry about everybody else. We're going to worry about JV. We're going to worry about some other Dylan Brooks. We're going to focus our attention elsewhere. We'd rather you shoot than pass and facilitate and take those things away. Let's worry about you just shooting, be a volume shooter. And they're doing that, and they're letting him get his points. So I like Ja Morant over. I think the Mike Conley over 17.5 points prop is dirt cheap. I mean, he is shooting the ball extremely well. I believe he's hit 20 points in every game in this series, if I'm not mistaken so far, Mike Conley. I think there's that little added incentive where, hey, I played most of my career here in Memphis, the good old days with those playoff years with him and Zach Randolph, Zebo, of course, Marc Gasol in his prime, back in those great glory days of the Memphis Grizzlies. And he seems like he wants to put on a show each time he plays in Memphis. So I like Mike Conley over his points here in this game. Clearly, Donovan Mitchell's going to get his, but I think Conley has been a able and willing shooter in this series, and definitely think that he'll get over that point total. So I like Mike Conley over 17.5 points. I like John Morant over 24.5 points. I like Memphis first quarter, first half. And as far as the total goes, I'm coming back over the total. We haven't even seen this series take off in terms of pace, and yet these two teams offensively are just finding ways to score, put the ball in the hoop. No one's had a real shutdown answer for either team offensively, and we've seen these games go over the number. I think there's a damn good reason this total is rising, and I think people are onto it, that this is just evolving into one of those series where the offenses are getting the better of it either way. So I like over 225.5 here as well with Utah and Memphis. Skee, what do you think here? Game 4, Jazz Grizzlies.
Skee.
I'm gonna go ahead just because I think it's the odds same number out there, and I mean both teams didn't shoot that shot 20. Both teams 9 points. Donovan Mitchell got to 2, so you're going to put it right 25 because
we lost Skee. You back up?
Yeah,
you got him. Yeah, bounce out and come back in, Skee. We'll see if that makes a difference. Sometimes that clears it up when you have connection issues. That's all I think. But that's amazing.
Over is what he was saying.
Is what he was liking. Exactly right. But we got to give you some. We got to give you some grief here, Skee. You got this beautiful mansion behind you, and you don't have a good enough internet. Come on.
I tell you, it's Vegas,
bro. $1 million mansion, and you got the 2-cent internet service. Like something's wrong here. Something's missing. I don't know what's going on, Skee, with that. But yeah, come on back, Skee. He's definitely frozen in time here. I think he liked the over as well. Pretty safe to assume that was the case. All right, Dutch, you're up next.
Real quick, shout out to my Shout out to my guy OG Wham motherfucking Bam. Yeah, North Ender. Shout out to Big Zoe. We see y'all. Yeah, in this game, I'm right with you guys on the over, and I like what you're seeing too. I really like this play. I'm coming from a different aspect with Mike Conley though, Ian, and I like you've been seeing pretty clearly through these props too. So I like it that we seeing the same thing here. I'm actually locked in over 26.5 points and assists. He's been averaging 11 assists a game as well. 23 and 11 in 3 games so far versus Utah. I really like Mike Conley in this game. And from like you said, he's got the little personal edge back to Memphis. I believe not only does he want to show out, but his teammates want him to do his thing. It's been clear. I'm not mad at the Mitchell over prop 25. I believe it's 25.5, a little high. But he'll get that. He's been killing it in the playoffs, over 30 against this team. So, but when I look at it though, I have to take that over. 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. Nothing's changing. When I look at it from a Grizzlies perspective, they shot 43% from the field goal, under 3 or 4 points under their average, season average, and 31% from 3. And they still went well over the total. So I expect them, to play a little bit better. From a side perspective, I don't really know. This was like the worst card for me. Obviously, we only had 2 games. Yeah. But for both of these games, like from a side perspective, I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I would think that the Grizzlies would get their best game out of the Grizzlies tonight, 5.5, 6. I'll wait, see if it goes up a little bit, and probably take a look at the dog. And then kind of like what you said about game 1, Ian, is if Utah gets down, this is a good spot to find them and play. I think you could find them if they get down 7 or 8, load up on Utah. I think that's a good spot. But definitely probably would stick with the trend. With you and Skee and ride that over. And Michael Conley, he's going to show out in Memphis.
All right, good stuff. Dutch with the lean to Memphis for the side, and liking Mike Conley as well from a player props standpoint. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on Memphis first quarter, first half. I think early in the game they're strong. I lean to them full game as well. And Skee, we got him back. He's cleared up. It looks like the videos, it was starting to get all grainy as well, but he's back. He's ready. Skee, welcome back. Like I was saying, I mean, $1 million mansion behind you, but 10-cent internet service. What's wrong with this picture? Something. I don't know what it is. But Skee, take it away. I think you were liking the over tonight in this game, right?
Yeah, damn Cox internet.
I'm telling you.
But yeah, I like the over. I was pretty much just saying since game one, like that first game, neither team shot well. Jazz shot terrible from three. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell and no fast break points, really, like 20 fast break points for both teams. And they still made it to 221. And they just reopened the number and barely move it up at 224, 225. So I don't see how we don't get up and over this total again. Jazz coach said he wanted them to play a little bit faster. I played the over the past two games. I'm going to be on the over again tonight.
All right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's exactly what we're doing. The last two over. I think we go over again here as well. Memphis hosting Utah. Conor Mac, what do you like here? Utah, Memphis.
I'm with you guys. I don't think they've adjusted it too much. I'd be on the over as well here. 225 and 225 and a half. That's all they left it. I like the Conley with points. I'm going back to the threes that I took the other day with O'Neal. And the Jazz shoot up a ton. I think they make a ton. So give me that at plus money. I like Conley too, but his over 2.5 is like minus 122. I still like him. He shot 10 last game. I'm just looking for some plus money, and those guys are still pretty good plus money here in it. Over 2.5 is O'Neal over 1.5 plus 106.
Yeah, O'Neal's cheap,
and Bogdanovich. I think it's cheap.
That's
and Bogdanovich over 2.5 plus 114. I like it. Mitchell, I think he gets over his 25.5 there. And here's the thing. I agree with you, Ian. The first half is Grizzlies. They just falter. They did all year long. They couldn't cover numbers. And it happened again last game. They were right there, and Jazz go on a 14-2 run, and they don't even cover, and they lose by 10. So I'd be on Grizz early here. It's only 2.5. Take those if you like it early, because late, I think the Jazz take control. Something about this Grizzlies team, they just fold. They just fold late. Maybe it's Morant. He's young. They don't got that one guy who gets his own shot and can do it. So I'd look Grizzlies early on the side and Jazz late here if you're looking to live bet this one.
Yeah, you're basically speaking my language in terms of that's why I'm scared of the full game with Memphis, because I worry about that late game execution. Utah has owned them in this series in terms of executing late in the fourth quarter, and if that continues tonight, you might be trembling, holding a Memphis ticket at plus 5.5 for the full game. So that's what you're worried about, no question. Yeah, good to see OG Wham in the chat. Good to see you, my friend.
Shout out to Wham Bam.
Wham Bam, absolutely. Good to have you with us. Great to break down these games. It's Memorial Day. We want to let everybody get back to their celebrating. So we're going to wrap up the show in just a minute with best bets with the freshest look as well from Dutch Boy Fresh. Before we do that, though, as we do each and every time of this show, we'll pause for some messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. There we go. Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, check them out for great food, great drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped promo code Pub Sports, 20% off. Male grooming products, guys, check them out. Manscaped promo code Pub Sports. Keep everything in check there. And we've got mybookie.ag promo code Pub Sports. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball daily. Lots to keep you invested from a sports betting standpoint. Bitcoin, an accepted currency for your deposit at mybookie.ag. So check them out and use promo code Pub Sports. All right, it is time for best bets to wrap up this show as we're trying to get Skee. He is in the dark right now. No, I'm kidding. He's not in the dark. It's just his internet's wonky right now. We'll see if we can get him back so he can give his best bet. We'll start, Dutch, with you. Freshest look, best bet. What do you like tonight?
Yeah, man, we got to get this freshest look back on track. It was a rough couple of days over that weekend. And I'm gonna, it's a tough card for me, but I'm gonna look with like what you mentioned. I'm not mad at the 17.5. I like that a lot as well. But the assists back it up. Like I mentioned, Mike Conley's been averaging 23 and 11 in the series. I expect him to continue to do that. We're going over 26.5 points and assists, minus 102. Let's hit him straight over the motherfucking head.
All right, I like it. The assists as well, over 26.5 points and assists. Mike Conley, Memphis, or Utah Jazz, rather, former Memphis Grizzly. Best bet, freshest look for Dutch Boy Fresh. All right, Conor Mac, best bet. What do you like tonight?
A little bit of everything here. On this Grizzlies, I like the over, but give me Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points. Think he gets it tonight. He takes the game over when he wants. And like I said, I'm on these threes. The Jazz shoot it more than anybody. Give me O'Neal over 1.5 threes, little side there, plus money. He was even bigger last game. He hit. I think these Jazz, they just keep chucking it up. They will hit. So a little O'Neal, sprinkle on that over 1.5. I think he gets it tonight at plus 110. So
all right, good stuff there from Conor Mac. And Skee Prophet is going to give us his best bet via the chat. He's posted it right now. Memphis, Utah, over 25.5.
Yeah, that's all yours, Skee, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate that, Skee. Sorry, the connection's not good today for you, but we'll get you back tomorrow on the show. Cox Cable strikes again. I haven't met a Las Vegas resident that is satisfied with their service from Cox Cable right now. It's uncanny. I haven't met someone that says, you know what, Cox is really treating me well as a customer right now.
Yeah, you'll find that's rare. It was rare around Vegas. Like Cox is great, man. That's never heard it.
It's very rare. Exactly. I mean,
their name is Cox. I mean, it says it all right there. They're fucking Cox,
that's
bro.
Cox. Suck at Cox when you're not going to give us proper service. Yeah, that's the way we got
for sure.
Them. Yep. No good. No good at all. All right. Skee, his best bet is the same as mine. I'm also on that as a best bet. Utah, Memphis over 225.5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We haven't even had blistering pace in this series. We haven't even had either team shooting an extremely high percentage consistently in this series, and yet these games have still gone over the total. I expect more of the same tonight with Utah, Memphis over 225.5. That's Skee Prophet's best bet. It's also mine. On this Monday NBA playoff card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio, the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy the rest of your holiday for sure. For Conor Mac, for Skee Prophet, for Dutch Boy Fresh, I am Ian Cameron. Have a great Memorial Day Monday. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back with you tomorrow on Tuesday for another edition of the Pub Sports NBA Pub Hub. And Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know what it is, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you have not, share with your friends and fam. You already know we're about to hit them straight over the head. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
Rest in peace, baby. We be pubbing. Let's get it. Peace.